I think. Just make sure that it actually works properly. I think we're not dropping any frames. Yes, we are. However, did that fix it? Let's see here. Okay, so what we need to do is go down to that. Hit OK. And I'm hoping that should be fixed. And hello everyone, I'm hoping that'll fix all the drop frames. Well, we're currently at 0 dropped frames, so that's a good thing, I hope. Now, it should be working fine. So, we move over here. It should be working fine. The thing is, I haven't actually streamed in actually forever. And God knows what kind of quality you're looking at. Sadly, my internet's not the best, so it's gonna be bad. Well, it's not. You can at least see what's going on half the time, I hope. And hello Xanothium, hello Wolfblade, hello Neverwinter Guild, and hello Getty. Oh God. I probably should set up my streaming stuff to work better, because as it stands, it's working just about borderline. And that is just about. Because I don't have anything really set up. Like, nothing is set up for proper streaming since I did a wee bit of streaming a while ago. Like, years ago. But, that, I mean, I stopped, of course, and I wiped all my settings for that. Yorazunya donates $2 and says, I want that throne room art, Bubs. I want it. I should try to post it after the stream's over. I'll try to post it. I may forget, so feel free to remind me. And thank you very much for the donation. Yeah, do remind me. By the way, I do not have access to the Streamlabs setup, so I will not be able to see any donations that come in through Streamlabs specifically, just so you're aware. I cannot see donations through Streamlabs. So, if any do trickle in, I'll nag Kyle after the stream's over. And hopefully we should get that sorted out, but I can't see the donations. Because that's entirely on Kyle's end, and, well, I'm not Kyle. Where Kibs? I don't know. I haven't really poked him. He might have popped in here. Well, I'm not anywhere, but he might have popped into the stream if I asked him. Don't know. Don't really care. If he cares, he can DM me. He can join a call or whatever. But, for the most part, Bubs streams are Bubs streams. Unless there's anything specific. Specifically that. Harmless Rat says, this ain't Fishing Sim 2020, betrayal. Well, specifically stated that I will not be doing fishing. Devarathon says I'm late. I am not late. I was actually on time. I was actually a minute early. Let's see. It's not bad quality. It looks decent and not laggy. Well, the problem is, it's just a still screen. It will drastically change when I actually get in the game. In which case, we should create a character, because I could play on any of the previous existing characters, but we're not gonna. And I'm certainly not gonna play on hardcore. Fuck me. I am not playing on hardcore. It is unfun. Especially how quickly you can die in this game. Especially how quickly you can die in this game, because good God, you can die quickly. Ghost Jeff says boo. Look, if you want Carl in here, you can nag him. Is this new? This might actually be new.
We paid a heavy price, but the trap worked.
You seem surprised.
It's been a while since we've had a win. How long will it hold?
I think this is new.
I've never entrapped a being like this, but the bonds hold, for now.
How do we dispose of it?
I'm just a witch. You're the soldier.
If it bleeds, I can kill it.
How do you kill a spirit, though?
If you kill the mortal vessel while it's bound, the spirit may perish within. If it escapes...
It's listening to us.
What are you?
Others of your kind name us ethereal.
Why have you invaded our world?
Your world. We existed first, but were managed by your corrupt gods. Your kind opened the way, and now we return to claim what by right should be ours.
I've heard enough of this rubbish. Let's hang it.
Destroy this vessel, and I will find another. I have tasted its desires and emotions. Your kind is weak. You have already lost this war.
Do it.
Captain!
Cut him down.
What? Are you mad? Better safe than sorry.
The spirit has fled!
This is a human now.
The captain is correct. When they awaken, they won't remember a thing.
The ethereal was right. The war is lost.
This introductory sequence goes on for a while.
Every human survivor we can call to our cause. Maybe this one here can still die with some honor. If they ever wake up, send them to me. If they don't, bury him deep with the others.
Oh, for the love of God, I thought it was gonna end. Fucking hell. Okay, well, fuck it. I think it's ending now, but okay. Let's see. Let's go down the list. So we'll get to the super chats in a wee bit. Not what I would have guessed, Bubs. Well, I was kind of planning on doing Golden Sun too, but I kind of just felt like doing this instead. So it became this. Well, you're Norwegian and I'm Swedish. Would be awkward if I didn't poke fun at you. It would be. Were the gender options male, female, veteran, hardcore? No, the gender options for male, female, veteran, hardcore were technically separate options. However, if you want to interpret that way, you're free to. Bobstream, what magic is this? It's the magic of internet not being shit for once. Hello there, Steve. Let's see, not available says, hey Bubs, please explain me what makes Grim Dawn good. I played on it and Titan Quest and I don't like the skill system. Grim Dawn is, it's a bit reminiscent of Diablo 2. That's what I'd say. Like, some people like it, some people don't like it. The skill system is kind of, I mean, yeah, I could definitely see not liking it, because it kind of just incentivizes you in putting everything in one skill, especially in the beginning. It gets a bit better later on, when you actually have skill points to diversify, but in the beginning, you are stuck with having to do the one thing. But I personally like the game. Skill system isn't the best. It's serviceable. I do like the ability to choose two classes. That's the better part of the skill system. We just choose two classes. And then you can mix and match in between them. That's what I do like about the system. Thank you for the $5. Euros, sorry, not dollars. Shadow Fox says, why you no fishing? Y'all were paid for fishing. Well, Kyle isn't here. This is a Bub stream, so Kyle's the one who was paid for fishing. Not me. So yeah, he's going to do the fishing. I'm going to do the playing. But yeah, Kyle's not here. Thank you for the $5. Yoruzuya says for $2. Bubs, why don't you stream more often? Because my internet is fucking retarded, and I'm supposed to have a 2 megabit per second upload. So, it's not good for streaming. It's vaguely serviceable. Vaguely. But often my upload is knocked down to 1 megabit for some reason. Don't know why. ISP's a cunt. And they're like, we're upgrading the line till 2023 or something like that. So, fuck you till then. It's like, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, thank you for the donations. And just so everyone's aware, I will reiterate, I do not have access to Streamlabs, so I cannot see the Streamlabs donations. I will have to bully Kyle if any of them trickle in to get on that after the stream at some point. But yeah, I just don't have access to them. So if you want to donate through there, feel free, but I can't see them, so I can't read them out loud, and I can't thank you for them. So, yeah. I can't even acknowledge them. Kyle says if you get Streamlabs, DM me, Bubs. I should probably get it at some point. The thing is, we never really talked about this. Let's see, Avengers says, solo Bob stream, and when I needed some entertainment, nice. Murderous Kitten says, greeting Kibs, breed Kibs. Well, Kyle's not here, Kyle's in the chat apparently. Ghost Chef says, I just lost the highest level skills for the shaman, I haven't died yet. That's perfectly workable. Ketchup says, get back to work, Kibs. Yes, he should. Story in this game is honestly not worth it, so we're just gonna skip that. It's not particularly good. It's there to drive some sort of plot for. It's there to facilitate you playing the game. That's basically it. It's really not that good. But yeah, no, it does what it needs to do. Yeah, time to move then. Well, I mean, that sounds nice and all. Most people don't have the luxury of just moving right away. Well, it does sound nice, and moving to somewhere that has less terrible internet certainly would be nice. It's not an option. Ooh. Loot. Wow, game's giving us loot. Let's see. I've never actually... should I play Sword and Board? Nah. Maybe? Kinda. You know, fuck it. Let's play Sword and Board. I don't think I've ever played Sword and Board. I think the closest thing I have was a two-handed Death Knight. Which is not close to Sword and Board at all. So, yeah. Or the Kabbalists. Let's see. Order Khan says, Bub sounds like a Mexicant, not a Mexican. Well, I mean, I don't live in Mexico. So, that's not surprising. Wow. Zombies. Yeah, no, for most people it's not as simple as just pick up and move. For most people. And I would consider myself in that group of most people. Especially for something as minuscule as internet speed. Shadowfox has never really liked Sword and Board. I much prefer two-hand axe. Yeah, I mean, generally I prefer pistols or something like that. Any sort of ranged or magic. Generally, then two-handed, then Sword and Board. But you know what? Let's try something else. Fury says, howdy, Kibs and Bubs. Well, I can't ask for Kyle. He's not here. But... Hi. It's a solo stream. Not available says, Bubs is so different when Carl is not around. Well, I mean, if I can't make fun of Kyle, I need something else to do, so, while making fun of Kyle is nice, well, I can't do it all the time. Because, if he's not available, then how am I supposed to make fun of him? Well, I can make fun of him, technically, still. I can be like, hey, Kyle, you're bad at games. Ah, ha, 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 ha. However, it's not as funny when he can't reply. That's kind of the problem. It's like, sure, I can make fun of him, but if he doesn't reply, what's the purpose? Shadowfox says, wait, what are those classes? Are you talking about the bottom two, because they are DLC classes? Outside of that, like, all the classes have been in the game since I played it the first time, at least. So, Shadowfox says, nah, I mean the classes for this game. I can't look at them now. Because I picked one, I get to choose another one. Let's see, it's Soldier, Arcanist, Shaman, Occultist, Oathbreaker, Oathkeeper, Necromancer, Demolitionist, and a couple more, I think. They all have their own little thing, but the classes are fairly diverse because the gear determines a lot in this game. So, yeah. Not having any real ability is kind of sad. Pyre, I think, is one too. That's Demolitionist, I'm pretty sure. What's the button? There you go. You can actually destroy that kind of stuff. Shadowfox, I'm looking at the class I'm liking, Occultist. Well, the thing is, you can mix and match the classes. That's kind of a big draw of the game. And it's pretty nice. Because you choose two classes that you play, and then you can put skill points in the classes. And that is kind of nice. Actually, we should put rights firm there and just clear you. Because we're always going to be using rights firm, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Have any good setup for streaming, so reading comments is a bit jank because I'm using my laptop and it doesn't have a particularly long bar because it's just a standard like 720p laptop, so it's not going to be that easy to read. It's not always that easy to read chat when it's just me. Oh yeah, make fun of Kyle. I bet he will come into the stream one way or another and can't concentrate on work. I mean, he is kind of like that, that's true. Ace says, hey guys, how goes it? Well, it's Guy, not guys, because it's just me, because Kyle's not here, Ketchup is not here. Ketchup can join if he wants to, I guess. But he's free to say if he wants to join or not. He can also join the game, I suppose. Let's see. God, I say too much. I kind of hate it, and it's a bad habit that I picked up at some point, and I try to get rid of it. I'm really bad at getting rid of it. It's annoying, because I know I do it, just like my enunciation. I know my enunciation is bad, but it's kind of one of those things that's hard to change. Because it's not just like, I'm just going to stop doing this. No, it's a bit more complicated than that. So it's kind of a little like Path of Exiles. Well, it's... The closest thing is probably Diablo 2, to be honest. Out of the ones I've played, it feels more like Diablo 2. I need to stop saying The thing is, like, I kind of say when I'm looking at chat. Not when I'm reading chat, just when I'm looking at chat. It's like, okay, I'm doing this time to make a noise that indicates that I'm doing something. It's kind of a bad habit I picked up in my when I was working as customer service. Because it lets people know that you are doing something. But my setup is pretty jank, so yeah. See, game, you give me these things. It's like, it's so much better than what I have. Like, sure, I kind of want to go sword and board. Ketchup says, well, if I join, it'll be either reading chat or playing the game. Can't both. Well, you can always join a call or something, and you can read chat from there. It's up to you if you want to or not. Doesn't really... I don't really care either way, really. It's up to you. Yes, Kyle is at quote-unquote work. If you say Kibs 3 times in the mirror, he will show up in chat and say re. Bubs, just think of chat as your cousin and make sweet love to us. Well, I'd rather not. I'd very much rather not. One, I'd rather not bang any of my cousins to begin with, and two, I'd rather not think of chat as my cousins. Neither of these seem particularly appealing to me. See, now we're talking. Give me a half-decent one-handed weapon and I'm happy. It's all I want. It's all I want in life. Hashtag breed Bubs. No. It's hashtag breed Kibs. You get the facts right. Glow in the Dark says Kibs. Well, maybe he broke? I don't know. Maybe it's actually working. Maybe he's actually able to concentrate. Ghost Chef says drunk ketchup. That would be kind of great. Unassigned points. Oh, attribute points, right. Derp. Silly me. Being a dummy, not paying attention. Mithrin says, a wild Mithrin appears. Hello, Mithrin. Verextain says, hashtag breed Bubs, hashtag breed Kibs. I mean, I suppose you can do both if you really want to. Like, I mean, I'm usually open to trying new things, but I'm not sure if I'd really be open to trying being bred. Mithrin says, have you checked Narmak SpongeBob anime? It was actually interesting. No, I don't even know who that is, or what that is. So I'm assuming it's a who, not a what. Ah, zombies. Forbidden Earth hentai when? Well, there is that in the bickering hentai on the Discord. So, you can go look through that if you really want it. As for commissioning that, well, you'll have to nag Kyle, because he's in charge of commissioning porn, not me. See, I'm pretty sure we can't breed a dude. Well, Junior would disagree. Speaking, like, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, that is. Well, I mean, I guess technically it was never bred, I think, but still, it's not a particularly important distinction. Gotta get drunk, catch up... Goddamn, chat, stop scrolling. Out of the closet first to stream. That's true, that's true. He does like it in the closet. He very much finds it nice and snug and comfortable. So, yeah, he does like his closet. Passives. With it says, a bunch of fans got together and made a SpongeBob anime that was actually decent quality animation production value. How's the voice acting? The voice acting is kind of important to SpongeBob. What is Bubs streaming? I'm streaming Grim Dawn. It's an ARPG. That is a bit similar to Diablo 2. I haven't played that many ARPGs, but Diablo 2 is the closest I can compare it to in my limited experience in the ARPGs. Is the sound to the game? Yes, there is. I know the sound is a bit low. I can technically turn it up if you want. But no, there's not a whole lot of music in the game. There's just thwack, thwack, thwacking, cricket, cricket, cricket for the most part. That was a good movie. No, it wasn't. It was a terrible movie. What the fuck are you on about? There isn't anything worth listening to in Grim Dawn. There really isn't. The music that exists is limited at best, and it's not particularly good. Yeah, let's try to avoid death. Standing in green stuff is totally good, guys, and totally healthy. Bork gonna eat that ketchup. We do need more Bork. It's kinda great, I will admit. Jake did a good job on that one. I believe there's a whole genre book-wise with men impregnating each other's brr horror. I mean, there's a genre for everything in the world. Hey Bubs, is ketchup and tomato related? Because that is what I heard. Well, it depends on which ketchup and tomato you're talking about. If it's the people, no. If ketchup and tomato are related as food items, yes. Ketchup is generally made from tomatoes. But the people are not related. Bam. 3 XP. As long as there's subtitles, it should be fine. Honestly, there is no lore worth speaking of in this game. It's basic as fuck. Like, actually basic as fuck. Let's see. Anything else? I mean, compared to the movies Arnold has made recently, I don't compare movies to other movies that actors make. I compare movies to other movies. Generally, if a movie is good, if the movie is good. A movie is not good if there's one actor in the movie and he tends to do just awful movies. And then the bad movie is still a bad movie. Commando does have some amazing lines. Like the 70s and 80s movies are kind of adorable because they just have the derpiest one-liners at times. Kind of great. I think we could use a wee bit of health here. So I know exactly where we're heading. Fox says, I'm really liking the lore of the Oathkeepers. I haven't looked at the lore of the Oathkeepers. Some of the classes I've looked at the lore for, but not most of them, I'm pretty sure. I'm not particularly invested in the lore in this game. It's not that good. So, if the lore isn't that good to begin with, I usually don't care much to look into it in any real depth. Devrathan says, I think I'm going to watch it again. Speaking of Commando, that movie is a masterpiece. I mean, I wouldn't call it a masterpiece. It's certainly enjoyable. A masterpiece might be a bit far. But everyone has their own opinion. Wow, we leveled up again. I'm wondering if we should go for a lazy build. Lazy build is kind of adorable. Let's see, what do you do? 12-meter radius. No, let's do you. Stop hitting me. I just really like the fact the Oathkeepers aren't just, we follow the good god, but all the gods have Oathkeepers. Yeah, it's kind of nice, generally, like, yeah. It's kind of one of the problems I have with the D&D 3.5 and Pathfinder Paladins, that they're restricted to lawful good. Now, technically, by the book, Paladins in Pathfinder are not restricted to the deity at all, as raw. That's a slight oversight, I think. I'm not entirely certain. But I do know that lore-wise there are paladins of Asmodeus, who is a lawful evil deity. But they do exist in lore. However, in Pathfinder Society, which is their official play and extremely regulated play, they do not allow paladins to worship Asmodeus. Most games will just have the Oathkeepers as just the good guys, but from what I've read, even the Witch Gods have Oathkeepers, which I like. Yeah, they're... I mean, I guess if you were to compare them to like a Pathfinder D&D class, they'd probably be more akin to War Priests rather than Paladins. Let's see. Xenothium says, shaving while watching this, so no jump scares, please. There are no jump scares. So, you should be fine. Slap more physique. Let's see if we have any gear. I don't think we have any real gear. No, it doesn't seem that way. Let's put you, because you're a toggled ability. Tonic of Mending, we're going to put in 1, because I feel like we're going to use a few. Because as far as I know, they increased the difficulty of Veteran from not last time, but yeah. It's harder than it used to be. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. A lot of zombies. I'm also standing in bad stuff. Shouldn't stand in bad stuff. Standing in bad stuff generally gets you killed. Well, it's not hitting me much. So, the others are. Should probably clear out the trash mobs before I fuck around too much. And then we hold down the left mouse button. Brainless builds, especially early game brainless builds. So I think maybe I'll want to go for like a sword and board retaliation build just to see how brainless that'll actually be. Come on, just die already. Thwack, thwack, thwack. There we go. And loot. Is there any good loot? Oh, we got a magic shield. That's better than what we have. Right, chat. Why not Xenothium? You get the best shave if you're scared. I mean, you do tend to get a close shave. Close shaves are often good. But I mean, if you're afraid of cutting yourself while shaving, you're usually going for a close shave, so... yeah. Damage. Damage bad. Okay. Slap, slap, slap. Okay, well, leveling up is always nice. If you use Necromancy, you could just run around as everything dies. Yeah, I've done that build. I've done the Kabbalist build before. It's kind of boring, to be honest. I mean, it does what it does perfectly fine. Which is... let you do everything you can to avoid playing the game. Like, yeah, sure. I've done it. My highest level character is actually 1, so... yeah, I'm perfectly aware. I just want to try something else. Sword and Board is something I haven't done before, so... yeah, we're trying it. We're trying it. Bubs needs better internet. I like Bubs streams. I do need better internet, but I can't get better internet here. Unless I get, like, mobile internet, which is a whole other can of worms to go into. Oh, God. I'm gonna ask how you do an unclose shave. Do you need to use a guard or something? Well, you don't use a razor. You use, like, a buzzer or something. That's generally how that goes, I'd imagine. I mean, that one's not particularly good. Smite, what do you do? When used for the melee weapon and shield. Also strike with a shield. Yeah, let's put 1 point in there. Then just keep building that. Nothium says, I do lose about 10 years off my face when I clean shave. Depending on how old you are, that's not necessarily a good thing. I haven't even seen myself unshaved in over a year, maybe? I mean shaved, not unshaved. My brain was going to unhairy, but yeah. That's not how language works. But yeah, I haven't shaved properly in a long time. I only really done trimming. William Young says, retaliation is where it's at. Just sit there till everything is dead. Yeah, kinda. Once you get going, it's pretty chill. It can be a bit slow, but it should be pretty chill. Thwack, thwack, thwack. Thwack. Well, that seemed to work fine. I just need to get that happening more. Well, I mean, sure, if you want to happen when there's no one left alive, I guess. Yeah, I think actually on the topic of internet, I think my internet has actually been halfway decent for over a week now, which is unprecedented. It might even be close to 2 weeks, which is odd to say the least. I'm hoping it'll stay this way. I pretty much know it won't, but I'm hoping it'll stay this way for whatever that's worth. If Bubs shaved, he would really look like Bobette. Well, for one, I don't have black hair. Now, Glow in the Dark donates $5 for me to say, Bumbling Bros bumble to breakfast. Bumbling Bumpkin Bros bumble bash beat break banisters. Bumbling Bros break backs below. Thank you for the donation, Glow in the Dark. I think I did it correctly. I think. You're free to correct me if I didn't. Zano, drown yourself in that ara ara. Oh god. Why? Why? Ghost Chef says I haven't shaved since I was 12 years old. I don't believe that. Fuck, fuck. Dying in the ara ara is a good way to go. No, it's the worst way to go. And I also don't have long hair, so I still wouldn't look like Babette. My hair is like not even a centimeter long. I shaved my head fairly recently. Death by snoo sucks. It's really not the best way to go. There are worse ways to go, but it's really not the best way to go. And often that just means cutting it short. Because then you're not... Well, dying during snoo is bad. I mean, dying after snoo can be acceptable, but usually death by snoo would involve death during snoo. Let's try not to get acided to death here. Come on, heal, heal, heal. Chop, chop. There you go. Ah, Dots, you do truly fuck over health regen. Yeah. Well, I don't think we'll be having that many healing potions in too long. If I remember correctly, they're fairly cheap to buy anyway. I might even have a bunch of them in the bank, now that I think about it. Glow in the Dark says Bubs are better than Kibs with tongue twisters. Kyle has difficulty reading. That's part of his problem. I do need more cunning if I'm going to use that sword. I also haven't leveled up. I need more XP. Help! Need more XP. Shadow Fox says, lol, I've learned how to survive dry shaving. Dry shaving really isn't that bad, in my opinion. Unless you have a particularly raspy razor. But if you have a decent razor, then it's really not that bad. In my opinion. Guys, we just need to shave Bubs, put on a wig, some makeup and lipstick, and we can make the Bubette come true. Well, I'm still missing titties. You forgot that part. Like, there are still more things that would hinder this, but you'd be closer at least. It would be progress. Mithrin says, somebody mentioned you could build or craft buildings there. I don't know about that. There. What's the context? I'm really uncertain about the context now. So Bubette is a trap with no tits. Well, no, that's kind of the problem. I don't have tits, so you'd still be several steps away from actually making Bubette. The series you're streaming, no, you can't really build anything here, unless that was added in the Forgotten Gods expansion, which I'm pretty sure you can't there either. Oh, we need more cunning. Now, let's see if we manage to not die here. Oh god. Help! Help! I have doubts about this not dying part. I regret everything. Ah, that's a trap. Couldn't go past that. I regret life. I regret life. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to anger you. I can kill you though. Ooh, my lessons. Restored hat. I mean, I don't have a helmet currently. I don't think I'll have... Well, maybe I'll get that high spirit at some point. Nothing we really have that's good. Steve O.T. Delavan says, hashtag flat is justice. Flat can be justice. All breasts matter. But only on actual females. Man, please don't have titties. It's weird. It's really weird. Like, super weird. Okay. Can we? Can we? Get a wee bit health. Aha! If we get one of them, it's not that bad. Ah, physical damage retaliation. I'll happily take that as a wee bit extra armor. Sniper Commander says, carry on, my wayward Bubs. There'll be peace when you're done. Lay your weary head to rest, don't you cry no more. That song only really reminds me of Supernatural, which is, I mean, for a show made entirely for girls, it's kind of okay. Well, at least the early seasons are. I think, like, what was it, season 4 or 5, it started getting retarded. Thwack, 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 thwack. No, fake boobs are not great. Not at all. Harmless Rat says, any opinion on Darktide? Can't remember your thoughts on Vermintide. Vermintide gets a lot of flack. Everyone's like, where are my updates? Where are my updates? Like, sure, the stuff they promised to add, sure, complain about those updates missing. But for the price of the game, what we got was perfectly fair. It was a dirt cheap game. It was dirt cheap as far as the content goes. So I was perfectly okay with Vermintide. I don't know why so many people complain about it. It's, yeah, I don't know. Like, I know why they complain about some of the stuff, of course. Like, some of the stuff is perfectly legitimate to complain about. Like, always complain about where are my updates? Why? Like, the game, as it offered a fair amount of content for the price. Like, it was like $30 or so for what you got. That's pretty good, in my opinion. Patchstock are a good studio. They're an okay studio. I wouldn't put them like particularly good studio, but yeah, pretty fine. But as for Darktide, I don't know. I haven't seen any of the gameplay. I know so little of the game that I can't really make a judgment. If they continue down the path of Vermintide, I'm sure it'll be perfectly acceptable. It'll be perfectly fine. So long as they don't include the microtransactions and stuff like that. No, I find that Fatshark gets more flack than they deserve. It's not like they made like a... It's not like they gave out a... put out a $60 game and fuck people over for it. No, it was like $30. They put some nasty stuff with the Vermintide 2 content, though. Yes, they did. They did. But the base game itself, perfectly fine. Vermintide 2 was fun in the beginning. Fulminate was great ability, and it was great fun. Then they broke it. Then their excessive need to balance everything just made the game more and more unfun. It's not good. It's not healthy for the game. It was bad. Just let bad things happening. But as far as Darktide goes, it might be okay, it might not be. I haven't seen any gameplay. If they keep doing what they did, yeah, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. As long as they don't try to pull anything. Like, I don't think they learned from Vermintide 2. Like, people give them shit for it. And the recent content, yeah, they deserve it. Health region, sure. But as for launch, it was perfectly fine. Rex says, stop nerfing shit. Balance is bad. Excessive balance is bad. And Vermintide 2 suffers from them having this obsessive need to rebalance everything. Like, more challenge. Like, if you really want more challenge, just add another difficulty. Just add more difficulty. Stop nerfing stuff. Stop making things unfun. Playing as Sienna was actually super fun until they nerfed her. Then it just got boring. But a lot of, like, things focus too much on balance and not enough on just fun. And that's where Fatshark fell to. Vermintide 2 and 1, just like Space Hulk Deathwing, is a good game worth money in multiplayer as long as they learn from the past mistakes. Darktide should be a good game minus DLC. I haven't played Space Hulk Deathwing. I've heard a lot of people don't like it. I've heard some people like it. I don't know. I haven't played it, so I don't really know. We are planning on playing it at some point, so I'll have a judgment then. But as for the new stuff, yeah, I just hope they learn from what they did wrong in Vermintide 2. Like, stop doing the crappy stuff. Stop promising things and not delivering. Just stop that. Just don't be retarded. Just cease, please. Glow in the Dark donates $5, says, Bubs, warning, never go to in real life meetups with chat. Convinced they will kidnap both of you to bring Babette and Aerith to reality with medical operations. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't put it past chat. They are a bit special, aren't they? Isn't that right, chat? Let's see. Needhugger says, Bubs, how do you like scaling difficulty for Vermintide 2? Define scaling difficulty, please. Because scaling difficulty can mean many things, and there wasn't really much of a scaling difficulty in I mean, the, what's it, the AI director is a sort of scaling, difficulty, so that one is kind of fine, I guess. I'm kind of neutral on that. As for an actual difficulty, well, you have scaling gear, if that's what you mean. I'm not a big fan of that, necessarily. But I see why it's there. I don't necessarily mind it existing. Now, I'm not like a super big fan, but it's not a deal breaker or anything. It depends on the game. In like an FPS, like in PvP games, it shouldn't exist. It just flat out shouldn't exist. Co-ops are better with multiplayer. Generally, yeah, that's the case. The co-ops are usually pretty boring alone. So yeah, I don't think Deathwing is particularly good. Mithrin says, people are saying 40k 9th edition is garbage, and apparently people have been going back to older editions like 3rd, 4th, 7th, and 8th. I wouldn't know about that, since I don't really care about Tabletop Warhammer. What I know is through osmosis. Also, thank you for the super chat at Glow in the Dark, and I think it's time to remind again that I cannot see donations through Streamlabs because I don't have it set up, so I can't see them. So if you donate through Super Chat, if you donate through Streamlabs, I'll nag Kyle at the after the stream to have you be thanked properly, but I can't see them, and therefore I can't thank you or read them out loud. I'm sorry. So if anyone has donated, I'm sorry, but I can't see them. And if anyone's planning to donate, well, you now have the knowledge that I will not be able to see them. So Commander says, if it makes you feel better, I don't want to breed you guys. Breeding, breeding would be much funnier. Doubt. Harmless Rat says, Deathwing Enhanced Edition is better than previous version, but it's only fun with friends. It can get repetitive quick. Yeah, all those games do tend to get rather repetitive. Is anyone doing in real life meetups so I can cough on you? No, I don't think anyone is. Dirty Wife says, breeding Kibs would be tedious. Where would we find a woman willing to do anything with him? Well, I don't think anyone is trying to imply that it would be happening with a woman. I think the idea is that the breeding will be done to Kibs. Bubs, what is your opinion on birds, monkeys, and spiders? If that's a reference, I'm not getting it. If you just ask for my opinion, well, they're creatures that exist in nature. Birds, depends on the bird. Some are awesome, some are not, some are fine. Monkeys, I haven't had much experience with monkeys. Spiders? Well, spiders here are fine. I get unnecessarily wary around spiders just because I find them uncomfortable, but then I'm like, well, I should stop being a little bitch. It's just a fucking spider. Because, I mean, what the fuck is a spider gonna do to me here? Bite me? Ooh. How scary. It won't do dick. So that's not a real concern. So, yeah, The Rexane Ash says I should slow down. These typos are getting kind of bad. Typos are bad and unhealthy. Ooh, Spoopy Cave. I guess you should clear out the Spoopy Cave. Let's see. No skill points. Getty says Storm just knocked out my power back in a few. Well, that's no fun. Let's see, Dangerous Domain. Players have reduced defensive ability, but damage is magnified. Okay, so we're hitting things better. Except... okay. Well, I mean, if I was doing elemental damage, that would be fine, but I'm not doing any elemental damage. Well, okay. The other bonuses are minuscule. So they don't really matter much. Ah, it hurts. It hurts. My pain. Oh, I found I was doing elemental damage. I'm doing a lot more damage here. Double damage. Ooh, that's nice. Lord Crispo says, so is there a story in this game, or is it just dungeons after dungeons? Yeah, there's a story in this game. It's not particularly good. Basically, like, the world's been overrun by ethereals. I don't even remember the story because I didn't really care, so I didn't really get into it. I tried getting into it, but then I read it and I was like, it's kind of boring. Then I stopped paying attention to it. But basically, there's fuck all humans left. And, well, cultists everywhere. Oof, that's a lot of damage. That was a lot of damage, holy shit. Okay, so we need to be careful here. We only have 5 healing potions too. Thwack, thwack, thwack. Thwack, thwack. It hurts! It hurts! And it's dead. Okay. Venture says, story and back ARPG usually takes a backseat. Yeah, they do. This one is not particularly good. It's serviceable if you care enough to get into the story, I guess. But I don't care. I find it to be kind of a waste of time because the story isn't good enough to care about, in my opinion. So, the general gist to have with the story. Probably sell some stuff. I don't really need to sell anything because it's low-level crap. Mostly garbage, but nah. Loty Wife says, why doesn't Bubs take over the channel more often? He's literally can keep up with both chat and super chats, and like Barge and Kibit. Because my internet is crap. That's really it. My internet is garbage. Like, this is fine, but when it spurges out and my upload is 1 megabit, there's no point in streaming. It's just so bad. Like, maybe I could stream Golden Sun, which I was kind of planning on streaming today, but then I just went like, Don't really care. Not today, at least. So I just ended up streaming this. I kind of wanted to try something different in this game, and, yeah. Trying something. Lord Crispo says, okay, so everything is fucked and you have to save what little is worth saving. Yeah, that's basically the story. It's generally the story in most games. Yeah. It's mostly just run around, ignore the story because it's such a backseat. And just thwack things and do the occasional dungeon. It's kind of cute for what it is.
A creature. I need some time to plan our strategy.
Ah, levels. Let's see. Back to chat. Get Bubs and Flex Seal. That's not gonna help. Oracon says hashtag free Bubs. Yes. Sniper Commander says Bubs also streams when I'm awake and not at work. I do tend to stream a bit earlier than Kyle streams. That's kind of nice for some people. Lord Crispo says, Bubs, move the fuck out of the mountain you're living on. Well, the thing is, I'm not living in a mountain. I live a stone toss away from the ocean. The problem is, the fiber stops like 200 meters down the road. Maybe 300 meters. I also live like a 7-minute drive from the nearest city. Well, Norwegian standard for city. They're often different from other people's standards. I do kind of live in the middle of nowhere, but not like super middle of nowhere. It's just like, I live in that one place that's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Just kinda, just barely. But no, I don't live in the middle of the forest either. Though there's forest on 2 out of 4 sides. Avenger says, what drew me to this one was the aesthetic, which is liberally inspired from Warhammer in many places. Yeah, no, just look at the art. You might as well think it's from Warhammer Fantasy, just an Inquisitor from Warhammer Fantasy. If you look at the original art for it. Sniper says, oh, I hate the ocean. Why? Ocean is nice. Certainly more diverse than seeing grass everywhere or concrete everywhere. Norway has the internet quality of Somalia. Norway has fantastic internet quality or terrible internet quality, depending essentially on which side of the road you live on. It can be that arbitrary here. And yeah, the ISP is refusing to update. Actually, they are updating, and they're refusing to do anything about the lines until 2023 while they are upgrading the lines. So if my internet actually breaks, they're not going to do dick. Or rather, they're saying they won't do dick. They might do something, but they're saying they won't do dick. Which is super nice. Much appreciated. V has great internet apparently, no clue how. Romania has pretty good internet overall. Romania is kind of one of those like flat countries where it's just easy to do infrastructure. There's also not a whole lot of places that are considered middle of nowhere like here. Everything rusts near the ocean. Other than that, I had no problems. Not really. Not here, at least. Rust is not a particularly big concern, or not a bigger concern. The biggest problem with rust, particularly for cars, is salting of the roads, which has nothing to do with the ocean. Ketchup says, grumble grumble, having to go restock on stuff. Poor Ketchup, he had to go to the store to buy things like alcohol. Crimson Gaming says, hello, just checking in. What's this? This is an ARPG called Grim Dawn. It's kinda Diablo 2-esque. Kinda. It has a similar skill system. It's not the exact same. Okay, let's see. Shadow Fox asked about the classes. Here are the classes. Soldier, Demolitionist, Occultist, Nightblade, Arcanist, Shaman, Inquisitor, Necromancer, and Oathkeeper. So those are the classes. In this game you get to choose 2 classes. So I'm going to choose Oathkeeper and I'm going to choose Soldier because glorious retaliation spec. Now, Hope. Still don't have enough cunning. Okay. We'll need a few more levels before we can use the sword. Yes, we do love to salt our roads. It's fucking annoying. Like, I see you have a car there. It would be a shame if we were to rust to shit. It's kind of why electric cars are kind of nice, because a lot of them have fiber... well, not fiber, they have carbon chassis. Which does help a lot with that. That sword is worse than what I have. Fuck off. Most things are flat compared to Norway. Yes, they are. Norway is very mountainy. So what car do you drive, Bubs? I don't actually own a car. The ocean sucks balls in more hot climate. It rusts everything here in the northeast of Brazil. Yeah, I can see it being the case where it's hot, in particular. I can certainly see it being more a thing. Ketchup says not alcohol, and if you still don't care, I can join the game and call. I guess I should call the Ketchup then. Call. Call. Makes the call noises. Hi, Ketchup. Now, I need to ensure that you are the right volume, because I never had to do this kind of spoopy stuff before. So chat, how is ketchup? I think it might be a bit low. If we up you there. How's ketchup now? Ketchup, say words.
There's only hands.
Okay, well.
When did I... Okay, fine. Well, whatever.
We'll see how ketchup is now. So, chat, feel free to interject here. Low.
At some point,
low.
I uninstalled it, but I highly doubt you're going to be ending the stream in like an hour.
I'm not sure. I do need to get back to cleaning. I'm actually just taking a break from cleaning. Yeah. Let's see. Let's up that. Ketchup speaky words, please.
Durka Durka, Muhammad Jihad.
Okay, chat. How is that? I need to turn them up more. I need to start really fiddling with my settings. So, we'll see. We'll see.
Hands has arrived. I don't know about this person you're talking about, chat. That's fine. Well, I'm reinstalling that. I can at least re-chat.
Yes, you can. Sniper Commander says a bit better. Still a little low. God damn it. Okay, let's see. Let's do that. Turn that down a bit. Ah, retaliation build. You kill everything for me. Okay, how about now, ketchup?
Durka Durka, Muhammad Jihad.
We'll see, we'll see. We'll see. Basically now you're at the maximum volume I can put you at. Without increasing, like, everything. Knife Commander says perfect.
The issue is on my end, if I start to fuck with my own personal audio settings in Discord, it's going to blow up my own eardrums anytime I listen to someone talk.
I'll knock me down a few decibels. Hopefully that'll help. Because everything seems to be fine.
Oh, no. Like, right now it's fine. I'm saying if I had to mess with all that stuff, it would then cause issues.
Yes, but yeah, I think it should be fine now, I'm hoping.
You see, Avenger, that's why I chose those words, because those are protected words.
Protected words, he says.
Yeah.
How protective of you. Ooh, food rations.
What do you do for work then, Bubs? Same question to you, Hands. I work in a kitchen. Nothing special.
Mm-hmm. Right now, nothing for me. I also got a question of what I'm cleaning. I'm cleaning my place. It's a lot of work. I'm doing the thorough cleaning, so I have to clean all those places that you never really clean. And yeah, and things tend to pile up, like underneath things that you never really clean. It's like, So, and then you're like, how did the piece of cookie get under there? You're like, well, okay.
Glow in the Dark is accusing you of being a bum.
I'm a bum. What are you going to do about it, Glow in the Dark?
Apparently just accuse you of being a bum.
How? Toothless. Order says, did you wash behind your ears, Bubs? Well, I haven't showered yet today, so no, not yet. I normally do, but I haven't showered today, so I didn't. Is that it? Yeah, that was it. Lord Crispus says, Bubs, can you come and clean my apartment when you're done? If you pay me, sure. There's a lot of things I'll do for money, assuming it's enough money. See, most people are like, I would never do that, no matter how much you pay me. You're lying. You're flat out lying, Kyle. Dangle enough money in front of anyone, and they will give in.
I still feel like there are certain things that people would just flat out refuse. It's like, please, step in this oven. We'll burn you to death. How much money?
There are a handful of things, but generally, everyone has the price.
When it comes to generally disgusting jobs, yes, there is actually a price most people would be willing to do it for.
Including prostitution. Kyle.
I mean, I think the fact that he's doing, 12 and a half hour fishing streams, well, total, kind of speaks to that.
It does. It certainly does. See, what's nice about this game is that I can just hold down shift and just thwack away as things come towards me while I'm reading chat.
What build did you do? It was Oathkeeper and something else, right?
Oathkeeper and Soldier. Basically just a tanky retaliation build.
Yeah, from what I remember people talking about, like, Oathkeeper is just a really broken class because it's super good.
From what I've heard, I haven't really heard a whole lot of people talk about this game in general, though.
Oh, this is like just from like the last time I heard people talk about it, but that was a while ago.
Thwack, thwack, thwack. Yeah, no, I haven't heard many people talk about this game in general, so... It's my experience. It's my
At some point
experience.
I have to actually finish the expansion of this DLC.
Which one of them?
Forgotten Gods.
Ah, I never even started that.
I
bought it fairly
physically
recently.
went there. Like, I physically went to the place, I did like a quest or two, and then that was it.
It's not a whole lot. Yeah, I've never even started it.
Bunch of sand.
Crispus says, I will pay you in letting you borrow my internet so that you can take over the bickering bunch. That doesn't sound like a whole lot of good incentive. Avenger says, I would never do that. Present briefcase of cash. Breeding noises intensify. Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
For prostitution, yes.
Jevrouw says, Bub. Hi, Jevrouw. Sully says, like hookers will do anything if the price is right. Ah, Kyle. Winks. Sandrock says, classic Bubs, always encouraging Bob Neiman. I'm just stating the truth here. It has to outweigh your pride in money. Yeah, that's generally what the price is, and most people's pride has a price point. Despite claiming that it doesn't.
It's usually how people who are really, really, really rich tend to get the things they want.
Yep. It's
they have the money to match the price point.
Yep. It's often not because of their great charismatic nature. It's usually because money.
So Epic exclusive is still on the table. My marketing manager position may become reality then, says Glow in the Dark.
I'm pretty sure that Kyle would in fact take an exclusivity deal if it was high enough. I don't think they would ever offer a high enough price, realistically.
Yeah.
Personally, I would gladly, because the sheer amount of fuck yous I could give to Epic after that. Because my price would be fairly high.
Yeah. 'Tis fair.
Sully says, like Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, I don't think Epstein was a particularly charismatic character. It's just he had certain things about him.
Namely deep pockets. And connections.
Deep pockets and connections, yeah. X.
Orticon says, so that's why I don't have a girlfriend, because I don't have money.
Exactly.
Interesting. You say that as a joke, but that's there is a kernel of truth to that.
There is. It's a biological truth.
People in general tend to hold their nose at things if a decent amount of resources are involved. Doesn't matter what those resources are. If they're resources they want, they will hold their nose.
Loto Wife says, people like to save say overtop the money, like $1 million or $1 billion, but if someone offered you 500,000 to kiss their ass, more than 90% of the population would. 500,000 to kiss someone's ass? Yeah, I would. Easily. I have no delusions of grandeur. Easy money is easy money. I don't give a fuck. I have my principles. Those principles do not bar me from taking money from dumb people who are willing to give me money. And if you're willing to give me 500,000 for kissing your ass, then I will consider you dumb and I'll happily take the offer. Gibran says, you'll ask for your crime. Just admit that poutine is delicious, you savage. Never had it. It sounds kind of disgusting, though.
Lord Crispo says, Bubs. 100... Or, sorry, not 100. Sorry, I thought that was a different denotion. 1,000 KR for kissing my feet right now.
That's a remarkably low price right there.
For a second, I thought it said K, so it's like, that's a shit ton of money just for kissing someone's feet.
It's like $110. It's pocket change.
Nah, wouldn't do that for that amount. Avenger says, as Ordicon, or not as Ordicon, but as Orda says, clean or dirty would also factor into it. Usually it would, yes.
Yes. Usually. $500,000 for a clean ass or dirty ass?
That fucking explains why some of the super chats, but chats I'm missing. I do fucking hate how it defaults to top chat.
Yeah, that is annoying. Thankfully, I had the foresight to change it right away. But there are times I forget. And it's super annoying when you do.
I did when it was not popped out, but I forgot when it pops out that it resets.
Mm-hmm. It resets so often, it's fucking disgusting.
It's like, you want to avoid all these nasty comments, don't you? It's like, not really.
No, I want to see what people are saying. Ah, not stun. My greatest enemy.
Stunwalk. It's terrible when it happens to you.
It is.
It's almost a crime against the player.
It's a crime against a lot of things. Magic pants. I like magic pants.
Usually nice.
Yeah. Harmless Rat says, Lord Crispo, I'm in need of new parts for my PC. I'll gladly kiss your feet.
Nice.
Sully says, when will you guys do a Diablo/Diablo 2 run? Not
That's
sure if
up
that's
to Kibs.
ever in the works. You can ask Kyle about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Well, to your wife who says, there is a reality show dedicated to people doing stuff they don't want to for money. There's a number of shows that do that, actually.
Yeah, it's not just one.
I remember watching many of them when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were just on all the time. Because if there's one thing people get a odd kick out of, it's seeing people do shit they don't want to do for a reward.
It can be kind of
And
funny sometimes, though.
Because they wrinkle their nose, but they still do it.
Yep. God damn it. Stop picking up stuff, game.
W and H Cross asks, can we do the fishing stream again? I seem to have missed it. The issue is, that's on Kibs to do.
Yes, that's on Kyle to do.
Lord Crispo says, Fear Factor was also fun to watch. It was hit and miss for me.
Glow in the Dark says, Bubs, how much for 6-hour fishing stream? You know what? I'll say $100, but on the condition that Kyle will do it.
So basically not you.
Yeah.
I'll do it if it's not me.
I mean, I can subject myself to the torture of fishing for 6 hours, but then I fully expect to get paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
The going rates are what? For 6 hours, that's $2,000. I'll be the capitalist I am and undercut Kyle for $1,900 for 6 hours.
Eventually, you'll drag the price down.
I mean, the best part is, yeah, like Crispus said, I could just go down to the ocean and fish there if I really wanted to. Like, do actual fishing.
Like, yeah, if someone paid me that much and it's like, do fishing, I would probably, it's like, no, we're going to do actual fishing if that's the case. It's been fucking forever since I've been fishing.
I haven't fished in actual years. Could just go borrow one of my dad's fishing rods.
Yeah, I think we have ours somewhere around here, probably in the garage. Not to mention, there's just so many different types of fishing you can do IRL versus in a game.
There are.
Different types of rods, different tackles, completely different methods of fishing.
Different methods for different fish, yada yada yada. Dev Rathan says, see you guys later. He's off to play with his mates. Goodbye, Dev. If I just call him Dev, people might confuse him for Dev.
Usually when I read his name, I just think of it in my head as Deva.
That kind of works too, but... Varric says, my brother buried sharks out in the outyard when I was a kid. Fucking what?
What?
Buried sharks? Why?
Now, I'm wondering if he's like, it's not like an actual shark, but it's like things that like look like sharks, like, you know, stuffed animals and shit like that.
Don't know.
He just says because he could.
Because he could.
And yes, actual sharks.
Ethan. I mean, yeah, like...
I guess we're assuming the breed of shark, because there are some smaller breeds of sharks.
There are plenty of small breeds. Like, I could go out fishing here, and I could possibly catch a shark that's like, about 20, 30 centimeters long.
Yeah, because like, usually when people think of sharks, they think of like, the big ones, like the great whites and whatnot.
Glowdog says, how about $50 for 2-hour fishing stream? That sounds low.
It does. If he was going to do IRL fishing, like, I don't know if that would even cover the material to go do it.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't cover up probably a halfway semi-capable fishing rod. Like, sure, you could have a stick and tie some rope to it, but that's not really a fishing rod.
No, not really. Then again, I've heard some people say that they actually had a lot of success when it came to like those old-style fishing rods, where it was just a decent stick, some string, and a hook.
It works with lures. Lures wouldn't work for me, not here.
No, not for the type of fishing you would have to do. That's more like river fishing and shit like that. Well, river and lake fishing.
Yeah, tiny lake fishing, stuff like that. Doc Valiant says, any Battletech plans? Clarify, if it's Battletech RP, no. If it's Battletech lore, you'll have to talk to Kyle, but for the moment, no. If it's any of the Battletech games, there are plans to do harebrained schemes Battletech at one point. Yeah.
WNH, I take offense to that statement. He says, so just Fairman and Bubbles today.
Yes, just Fairman and Bubbles. No one else.
Avenger says, for reference, I will remind people an hour with a moderately popular porn actress is $600 to $1,000. I mean, know your price point.
Yep. Know your price point, like supply and demand. People are willing to pay it, then yeah. Kibs, have you tried Torchlight 2 with synergies? You'll have to ask Kyle for that, he's not here. Desp.Doodle donates $5 and says bleep bloop. Well, bleep bloop back. And thank you for the donation. It's very appreciated. By the way, I think it's time to reiterate, I cannot see donations coming through Streamlabs, so if you do donate, I'll try to get Kyle to acknowledge them at some point. But if you are planning to donate through Streamlabs and you really want the message read out loud, I'm sorry, but I just can't see them because it's not set up on my end. We might get it fixed at some point, maybe? Maybe. Depends. If my internet stays stable for a while, if I can stream more, I'd love to, but yeah. See. Want you.
People messaging me from work. This better not be cover my shift.
It might be. Zanothium says, I like ketchup.
WNH. I think he misunderstands who I am. He says, why do you take offense? It's the smartest two out of the group today.
Yeah, why do you take offense, Fairman?
I don't know. It's almost because it's like I'm not Fairman.
Jabrao says, Bubs, if you had to choose 6 hours fishing stream, 3 hours StarCraft stream, or cut you nuts, which one would you do? 3 hours StarCraft. It's shorter.
Are you kidding me? God damn it.
And less permanent. Are they asking for you to cover the shift?
I'm going to say I already have plans.
Wow, catch me not taking a shift.
Look.
Where's the slave attitude?
I get 2 days off in the week. Going down to 1 is like... Would
you get overtime pay?
I would get paid for it. It's just...
But would you get overtime pay?
I don't think overtime pay, no.
Then yeah, I wouldn't, personally. Like, if you want me to come in after hours, or rather when it's not my time, pay me more.
Yeah, it's like I would still get paid my or not my salary, but my hourly rate. It's like I don't know if I'd be willing to pay that to like come in and all that.
Yeah. Glow in the Dark says, Bubs, get Kibs to thank us for the super chats. I will, but you'll have to be thanked later. That's the thing. Because Kyle is busy, quote unquote, working.
Yes, quote unquote. All right, there we go. Already made plans. It's kind of funny because this person, he's the type of person who it's like if something doesn't bother him, he doesn't go to the doctor. But this is a thing that's he's getting kind of annoyed at. Because for whatever reason, his eyes, they get like very like itchy and whatnot. And when like in the morning, he has to like actually physically pry them open because of like the crap and gunk that gets just built up over the night. And so people have repeatedly told him, go to the doctor. And he's like, I mean, it's getting better.
God damn.
Oh, that's not even the funniest part. One of his thumbs is almost useless.
Oh, God.
And he's like, I mean, it's not hurting or anything, so I guess it's fine.
Oh,
it's like, go to fucking doctor. He's that type of individual.
Well, yeah, they certainly do exist. I think someone left. Should say bye.
Who left? It was
Zanothium. Gotta go walk the dog. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, well, if you're still here, enjoy your walk. Harmless Rat says, off to try and enjoy the last 2 vacation days before going back to low-wage slavery. Take care, y'all. Enjoy your last 2 days. Hopefully they won't be too painful.
Oh, what do I do now? Call in and see what the fucking supervisor says. It's not my shift that needs to be covered.
That's true.
Because apparently he does have an appointment today in, like, 2.5 hours.
Maybe we should have planned this a bit further ahead.
It's possible.
Just maybe a thought, you know? I mean, I'm pretty bad at going to the doctor myself. But I think at the point where I had to pry open my eyes, I'd be like, maybe it's time. Just maybe.
Mm-hmm. Or with his hand. It's like he, with that specific hand, he can like barely lift anything that's like too heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he just can't get like the proper grip on it because of his thumb.
Yeah, no. That's dumb.
Yeah. Multiple people at my work have told him this. And he's like, yeah, I know. I should go to the doctor eventually at some point.
It's the point where you're just being stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mithrin asks, your favorite Elder Scrolls race? Mine would be High Elves, but I also like Nord and Imperial. And Elves in general, but mostly High Elves.
They're kind of all the same.
The issue is, if you want like really distinct races, you kind of have to go back to Daggerfall.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were like, what is it? The High Elves, I believe, have immunity to poison. And stuff like that.
Yeah. I think something like that. I think the racial differences were significant back then. Now they're just nothing.
Mm-hmm. They're like minor bonuses, and it's basically just what like flavor do you want to have for your character?
Mm-hmm. Like culturally, I guess Bretons maybe? They're kind of adorable.
I'm kind of boring, and I identify mostly with Imperials.
That's not what I would identify with.
Well, no. Like when I say identify, he was asking like favorite, so it's like that's kind of what I meant. It's like my more preferred race.
I do like the Imperials, I guess. It's kind of boring, but yeah, well, all the races are kind of boring there.
Because at least then, in what was it, Morrowind, there was a minor mechanical benefit in that anytime you found like loose pocket change, you always found a little bit more pocket change.
Yeah.
So you always ended up getting a bit more money than everyone else. And over the course of the entire campaign, that I actually don't know how much that would have added up to.
Well, I mean, in Morrowind it doesn't matter because money's so easy to come by anyway if you really want to.
No, it's really not, because it's like, oh, you just go outside, you murder like the 2 or 3 random bandits with complete like plate armor, or not plate, glass armor and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Like it
that
really
game balancing was stupid.
Matter. I mean, Oblivion had the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Skyrim isn't quite that bad on that. WNH Cross donated $2 and said, so why does the cat Kib not like the dog Rags? You kind of have to ask Kyle about that one.
The only thing I remember he says a lot is that basically he's passive-aggressive.
Yeah, as far as I know, he doesn't quite like the passive-aggressive attitude that Rags sometimes has. Also the belching, the eating, the whistling, the whooping. The noises in general, I don't think he liked either.
From what I gathered, it was just like a lot of like, in isolation, relatively minor behavioral stuff, but it all accumulated together with just like, I don't like you.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff adds up. Like minor annoyances, don't necessarily mind them. It's like 3 minor annoyances all together. It's like, stop. Yeah, no, if you want a better answer, you'll have to ask Kyle about that one.
Like that's just based on what I've kind of heard him kind of critique him for. Steve asked, did the guy have a goal or something? Oh, okay, no, it's a question to Glow in the Dark. About a conversation they were having. Razors says, Khajiit get Night Eye, which makes exploring a heck of a lot easier. Don't have to use torches or use Mage Light. the thing is, like, I actually found those types of spells to be more of an irritation because you couldn't turn them off. Because if at least if it's Skyrim or Oblivion, that was set for a certain amount of time, and then the spell effect wore off.
And when I play
And so in that regard,
Skyrim, I use the mod that actually make darkness dark. So I do need light or stuff like that, so I often just stick with Mage Light. I'd rather stick with having to cast Mage Light now and then than playing a fucking furry.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Khajiit, I hate Argonians, I hate Scalers, I hate furries.
And that's, in that regard, that's actually the one thing I did appreciate about the Nords in Skyrim. There, it's like, you're all inferior races.
They are, though. It's true. That's a lot of elites. That's a lot of elites.
Sully Duster says, Rags is the kind of D&D/VTM player that wants the game his way, like that, like the kind way, like I cast this, and yet Rags would be like, that's not how you, oh, okay, and that's not how you would use it, and or how it would work. Okay, yeah. Basically, like a rules lawyer.
Much right now. I think
Yeah,
Rags is much of a rules lawyer. I don't think Rags ever opened a rule book in his life.
No, I think I get what he's kind of saying there. It's that, like, if he doesn't think that's how the spell would work, he'll basically complain about it, not necessarily knowing if that is or isn't how the spell would actually work.
Yeah, there's a fucking rule book. Thwack.
Nidhogger says, I like how most of the problems people have with Skyrim end with, so I downloaded a mod that.
I mean, all the mods I download for Skyrim just make it better. Unless we're talking about my game crashed after I downloaded a mod that's a different matter entirely.
Ordicon says, well, I am off, guys. Take care.
Goodbye, Order. Kyle is bleeping me.
He does that. Mithrin says, they all act like that to people not of their race in every Elder Scrolls province except for Imperials.
Kyle sent me stuff. Let's yeah. Okay. Doesn't seem like anyone sent it through Streamlabs. Because he actually sent me the list.
Okay.
Ranger says, my biggest problem is people praising Skyrim like it's some genius creation, and yet 0% of them played Skyrim. They all modded to hell. Yeah, Skyrim vanilla is...
Here's the thing, and I always tell people this. I did not mind vanilla Skyrim, but the thing is, it is exactly what I expected it to be out of the box.
Yep, me too. I played it on launch. I played it quite a bit on launch. My girlfriend at the time got mad that I was ignoring her. But I expected that much. My expectations were tempered accordingly, and I got what I expected.
And because of that, I was at least able to enjoy the time I spent playing Skyrim.
And then you modded.
I didn't think it was... Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be something it wasn't.
I think a lot of people just think it's going to be like the second coming of Christ or something like that, but it's really not.
The game needs mods because the story is so bland.
It is.
Yeah.
It very much is. And I think a lot of people's problem with the games is that they have the wrong expectations.
Usually that the controlling of your expectations greatly helps your opinion of a game, because it's like, well, it's not going to do this, so it's no use hoping that it'll do this.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, that's generally like I usually get what I expect from games. Usually games have pretty clear indications when there's something wrong with them. And Skyrim, well, it was Skyrim. It was Skyrim. I got Skyrim. I expected Skyrim. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was slightly disappointed that the like guild quests things were a bit less good than I was hoping they'd be, because the Oblivion ones were just better.
I did like the Oblivion Fighters Guild quest, because at the very end there was a guy who he was doing a painting, but when you looked at it, it was clearly done in MS Paint.
Yeah. I don't even remember the Fighters Guild stuff.
Neither
I
do
remember
I.
killing
Mostly,
goblins. I remember killing goblins, and that's it.
I remember some of the Dark Brotherhood quests, but it's not because of the quests themselves, but it's because there was this one specific quest that, because you had to be in an attic, you can easily level up your stealth in that one quest because they couldn't physically get to you.
There was also an area where there was a guy who was sleeping. You could do that there too easily.
Versex Thane says, I need to play Morrowind, still agree about Oblivion over Skyrim.
Yeah, Oblivion
Morrowind
generally had better stories than Skyrim. Morrowind is a special thing. Feature.
Morrowind's story was made by people who were, if I remember the story right, were unironically using like a decent amount of drugs when it came to the story over the span of like a week.
Probably.
Avenger, Daggerfall, Unity, best Elder Scrolls anyway. You will get some contention between people who prefer the DOSBox version because of little quirks in the engine. Because they, if I remember correctly, they basically had to reverse engineer Unity's Daggerfall from the original because the source code was completely lost.
Yeah. Lundadox is D&D 5e Beginner Edition. D&D 5e is Beginner Edition. I don't know what the topic is actually about, except for D&D, but yeah. D&D 5e is D&D, well, baby's first D&D, and then, well, if you actually want a better game, you go 3.5 or Pathfinder.
Yeah, it usually seems what people tend to do.
Mm-hmm. It's just more fun. You have more things. The mechanics aren't dumb, stuff like that. I mean, the mechanics are dumb in general, but compared.
It's not the type of dumb where it's like, even though your characters aren't doing anything, you can't rest to get spells back and whatnot.
I don't know what the resting mechanics are in 5e.
I think Lord Crispo kind of has the right of it for people who like D&D. D&D 5e is very simple. I wish it was more complex.
Mm-hmm. I like my role-playing games to have some level of complexity, because if they don't have any complexity, then... Like, sure, I can rely entirely on narrative stuff, but then why even play... Like, why even use a rule system to begin with if you just...
If you want narrative stuff at that point, you just kind of, like, have loose agreements on what people's characters are doing and whatnot.
Yeah, there's also far better systems for that kind of stuff if you want narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Like, generally, what I consider to be the good thing about 3.5 and Pathfinder is choices. You have so many things you can choose between. You have so many mechanics you can play around with. There are so many ways to go about doing things. The D20 systems they're using, I don't really like it. I don't find a compelling system. And that, yeah. Like, the system isn't good in my opinion, so it needs something else to carry it, and that choice does carry 3.5 and Pathfinder.
Wait, Soliduster says they should not have removed psionics from 5e. Really? They removed psionics? Alright.
I don't know. I know that psionics do technically exist. I'm not sure to what degree.
Because I do kind of like the idea of psionics in D&D because it kind of covers the mind flayers and the like.
Mm-hmm.
Gives them a bit more flavor, in my opinion, rather than just them just being super awesome spellcasters.
Yep. I mean, psionics are kind of super awesome spellcasters.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's like, I guess it's kind of how it's flavored.
Riz Vanek says, Pathfinder choices are terrible, though. There are so few good choices that you actually have less choice than you do in 5e. Call that blatantly wrong unless you're actively trying to min-max every aspect of your character. There are a lot of significantly suboptimal choices that you generally be best avoiding, yeah. But you do have a significant amount of choice. Like, if you're not trying to min-max your character, then the world is yours.
Shadowfox says, well, I'm off to watch some Barch act like an American. Have a good one, Shadowfox.
Goodbye, Shadowfox.
Glow in the Dark says, psionics need to be less magic, more mental power. Yeah, that's kind of the thought process I was having on it. It's like, yes, psionics is... It's more magic than not, but at least in D&D, but it's a bit different. At least that's how I always interpreted it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And again, it also gives the like outer world beings a different flavor.
Yep. Fun fact, in Pathfinder, there's actually a sorcerer bloodline that lets you cast as a psionics caster.
Because, yeah, when you get stuff like that, then all of a sudden, like, aboleths and mind flares and, what's the other fucking one I'm forgetting? Intellect devours. All of a sudden, it's like, ooh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Intellect devours are fucking terrible creatures.
Avenger says, the Munchkin, gotcha. Spoken like someone who thinks not having max DPS is bad, except everything actually is workable. Min-maxing pointless anyway, unless you play in a campaign where the DM wants to kill your characters, and even then the DM can always rocks falls on you. Yeah, then...
Like, all that's going to do is just cause the GM to just come up with different ways to try to screw over the character.
You do not start an arms race with the DM, because anything you can do, the DM can do better.
Because he can just make a broken class, versus you, who has to actually obey the rules.
Well, not to mention you can just, well, let's say you make an overpowered character. Okay, the GM can literally throw two of you at you. Good job.
Oh, yeah, like Doppelganger or something like that.
You can just make characters more or less equivalent to the character as well.
Yeah. Or, I know there's a thing you can do in... Crap, I'm forgetting the setting. But, what you do is you basically make a clockwork golem, and if this clockwork golem is able to observe someone for like over the span of like, what is it, like 2-3 hours, they can perfectly copy all the abilities that person has,
which is always fun.
Yep. It was kind of funny because the campaign I was watching it, there was a kind of 2, I guess technically 3 clicks in the same party. Because there was basically 2 people who were trying to just get a lot of fucking money, and then a third person who's like, don't be a dick to the nation we're serving. And so they kind of had a mini arms race, and then the alchemist, his ultimate goal was as a backup plan, because the person they were kind of going up against was a, what was it? I think the class was called Swashbuckler or something like that. Where basically, if they had, what was the stupid ability, or not ability, it's effectively a key, but for swashbucklers. If he could spend that, if he got a higher attack roll than you, then the attack was just flat out parried. Didn't matter what. And so the alchemist's ultimate plan was, okay, fine, I'm just going to make a shit ton of clockwork golems that can mimic your ability, and I'm just going to fucking swarm you with like 3 or 4 clockwork golems that can do the same bullshit you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. There are mechanics around that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. But typically, you don't want to encourage inter-party fighting to that scale seriously.
It's bad. Rizvanik says, which is fair on the min-max part, but then compare every feat to like power attack. You don't compare every feat to power attack. Power attack is a staple feat, where certain classes are designed to need certain feats. I mean, most classes don't often need certain feats. You probably are better off getting those feats, but you don't necessarily need them. There are certain feats that don't even compete to even toughness. Yeah, certain feats. That's not the majority. Whenever I've played Pathfinder, whenever I make Pathfinder characters, I find myself completely strapped for feats. I always find myself wanting more feats because I have choices that I want to make. And I never have enough feats, not even on a fighter. I actually don't have enough feats. So
Mithrin
just because
asked,
every feat is not the equivalent of power attack, then that doesn't mean that all the feats are bad. It just means the power attack is just a dumb strong feat.
Mm-hmm. It is a very good feat.
Mm-hmm. It's the reason it's the must-have. Deadly Aim and Power Attack are the must-have. Piranha Strike too.
Mithrin just asked, Warforged race. I like the idea of Warforged, but that's just because of I like the idea of that type of character.
Because you're an angry boy.
No, not necessarily. Just cybernetics and robots I've always liked.
Well, Crispus says, Bubs, when you do tabletop RPGs, do you play them online or in real life? Online. I don't know anyone in real life who played them. Needhugger says, what do you think of the Warhammer 40k RPGs? Dark Heresy, Rogue Trails, and RPG system. That's perfectly serviceable RPG system. There are some things I don't like about it, but it's certainly one of the better RPG systems, in my opinion, of the ones I've played. I haven't played that many, but I certainly prefer to the D20 systems of Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons.
Mithrin also says DDO and Neverwinter were good to co-op in it.
Ah, those games. It's somewhere on our list to do. Neverwinter Nights.
I've watched someone go through the Neverwinter Night games, but it was a long time ago that I watched.
I never actually did play them.
I remember the ending of the second Neverwinter Night game. But beyond that, I don't remember much.
Thwack, 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 thwack.
Oh, he's clarifying. He says he meant Neverwinter, not Neverwinter Nights. But he says Neverwinter Nights is also good.
Yeah, I've never played Neverwinter.
Sorry, anytime I see Neverwinter, I just kind of assume people are talking about Neverwinter Nights. Don't know why, just that's what I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. My brain always just goes to that. There we go. Boss finally dead.
Hank says, I would suggest Earth Dawn to try. It's fun. I've not heard of Earth Dawn.
Me neither. Shield. Shield. Besides, if you want to min-max in Pathfinder, you really don't need a single feat. Well, actually, I guess you need 2 feats. Spell Focus and Greater Spell Focus. Then you just go with Save or Die spells. Just, yeah. Like, if you really want to. I guess I have a few levels. Or a few skill points, not levels.
Hank says it's an old RPG. In lore, it is the past of the Shadowrun universe. Yeah, I've not heard of that one then.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one either. That sounds old. Which online tabletop RPG program / website do you use? I use Roll20. I haven't found a better alternative.
Another one that I've seen people use is one called Map Tools.
I tried it.
The big issue with Map
built
Tools
around D20 systems.
Well, not only that, another big issue I've heard people kind of complain about is because it's heavily based in Java, that it's sometimes it gets kind of finicky.
I can see it.
So I guess at that point, it's just pick your poison. Because no matter which one you're going to be using, it's going to have problems one way or the other. It's just which problems are you willing to deal with.
Yep. I'd love to see like something with easily configurable character sheets. That you... One thing I'd like about like Roll20 would be nice if they at least allowed you to make your own character sheets without having to pay for it.
Yeah, instead of making templates.
Oh no, the templates are fine, but you have to pay for the functionality.
Glow in the Dark says, Roll20 is convenient, but I like Fantasy Grounds, but need downloads and less portable.
Did I look at Fantasy Grounds? I don't remember. I've looked at a lot of alternatives because, yeah. I don't remember if I looked at that one particularly.
Meme Gen is asking, have you tried playing D&D in Tabletop Simulator?
No, I don't hate myself.
Well, there's your answer.
I've heard stories. It's not conducive to a particularly smooth experience.
The entire attraction to Tabletop Simulator, from my understanding, is basically people just going, I want to flip the table now.
Well, there are a lot of war games and stuff like that you can't play. Like playing Tabletop Warhammer 40k. Pretty sure there's no online functionality for that, but Tabletop Sim functions for that.
Mithrin says, years ago, I had a 2nd edition D&D rulebook from the 70s. It was really cool using D6 dice and seemed way more simple. Apparently, it was worth a lot until rain hit the book.
Rip. That sucks. Yeah, one thing I'd like is the ability to actually make my own character sheets properly for people to use and characters to use, because, well, I'm making a homebrew Star Wars system. While I can technically use one of the sheets in Roll20, because it allows for some modification without having to pay for Pro. Yeah, it'll work, but that's kind of it. I'd like to actually be able to make it myself properly. was in here already. Derp. Do any of you guys play Dominions 5? If yes, what is your favorite nation? I am not particularly a big fan of Dominions. It's too clunky for me. I can take a lot of clunkiness, but that's too clunky for me.
The issue, I would say, with Dominions is it is a very in-depth game in that there's like a lot of shit thrown into it. But it seems like when it comes to certain nations, like there's just like, this is the way you play, period. Because if you try to do anything else, like you just get completely fucking destroyed. I would say the nation that I'm most familiar with is Abyssia, followed by Marignon. I do like Abyssia, mostly just because you're not really reliant on your local recruitment, because a lot of your shit you do is just summoning. So if you can get your blood economy going, you can get a decent amount of summons and whatnot.
That is kind of
also,
useful.
Which means you only really have to worry about protecting your forts. Because, well, they're magic beings, so they don't require any upkeep. Or food. That's the other nice one. Don't have to fucking worry about food, because you're either summoning demons or half-demons. In which case, you're probably going on the offensive with the half-demons anyway, so they're going to die anyway.
Yeah, no, being able to ignore some game mechanics is actually kind of nice.
Marignon, I liked them, particularly because they're sacred unit. You can recruit from any fort, provided you had a temple, if I remember right. Because their sacred unit is that really fucking stupid heavy cavalry. And there are entire fucking builds for that nation around just blessing your sacred cavalry.
Yeah. The one is putting all your eggs in one basket. It never goes wrong. Never.
I mean, it's a good... If you can get that fucking critical mass of heavy knights with that, like, one bless, they are pretty fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, the problem is if they get
because if I... But then again, with different nations, you can kind of say that as well.
Oh yeah, like everything has a counter.
Using like Abyssia. Yeah, using Abyssia as an example. Well, Abyssia is known for fire and demons, so you kind of know what they're going to be summoning.
Till they start summoning water stuff, and you're like, what?
Yes, the fucking water elemental race. I would say that, like, from what I've heard, people kind of complain about that game. The water nations are just so fucking boring, because it doesn't really matter how your water nation is flavored. It all comes down to, do you have more water elementals than the other water nation? Because since your water elementals get regen, if they're underwater, they get double regen. So if you have more water elementals, then you're just going to out-tank them. It doesn't matter.
Double regen is adorable.
Because I think it's a 5 base, and so double you get plus 10 around. Or something like that. Or, no, or is it based off their total health? I can't remember. It's been a while since I've looked at it.
Han Colasan says, question, what is Dominions? RPG or computer game? It's a computer game. If you're curious about it, Dominions 5 is on Steam.
And if you want to like look at people doing gameplay, Kibs did do a little series of it, if you want to see like how the game works mechanically. Because it is not a cheap game.
No, it's not. you look at it and it's like, oh, this should be like $5 looking at the things. Then there's actually quite a lot of depth to it. Like, a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically, here's the issue with Dominions. It is a mechanically complex game, but also keep in mind that the UI was made by a programmer.
Mm-hmm.
Programmers aren't people.
No,
they don't understand how regular. They don't understand how regular people look at things. So it is utilitarian, and there are a lot of different shortcuts on your keyboard that you can use to bring up very important and relevant information. But the game just flat out doesn't tell you that they're in there. You just kind of have to know them.
Mm-hmm. The game does. There's a lot of things the game doesn't tell you. WNH Chron says, "What is this game? This is Grim Dawn."
Mm-hmm.
Also, Lotte Waifu said something. Let me scroll up. Homebrew Star Wars. Make sure to block exploity ideas like crushing someone's brainstem. I mean, I'm probably not going to let anyone play a Force user to begin with, and
honestly, full-on Force users in any system like that is kind of dumb.
I mean, I'm perfectly okay with letting one person play a Force user, but the sheer amount of work I'd have to put into making like a bunch of Force powers to choose between, and semi-balancing them. Like, if I were to put a Force user in the party, I'd talk to the party and be like, look, it's a Force user. It's going to be inherently more powerful than the rest of you. And then, well, everyone has to be okay with it, yada, yada, yada. Because, well, it's a Force user.
Mm-hmm. And even then, I suppose you can just encourage, like... Or not necessarily encourage, but just, like, have different skill challenges, so the person who's not the Force user at least feels useful.
Mm-hmm.
Because since they're going Force powers and all that, that means they're not spending their EXP on other shit.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Lord Crispo asks, Bubs, when are you setting the story?
Likely in the Old Republic era. Which is the best era.
WNH asks, why does Asmodeus have a stat block if theoretically you're always going to die killing him? Because some people just want to fight the big bad.
Yep.
It is that simple.
Some people want to fight the real big bad. Kyle is not here now. This is a Bub stream. Ketchup wanted to join, so he got to join.
Hands did join, yes. Oh, I guess my game did finish downloading if you want to do 2 characters.
Do you have a character around level 15?
I don't remember if it's around level 15. I can double check quick. I want to say I remember having a character like around like 25, 20, something like that. I might have another character that was low level.
Maybe.
Relatively
that would be
speaking.
inconvenient.
Because it means not like one-shotting everything. The lowest level character I have is a level 20 Mage Hunter.
I mean, if you want, you can pop in. I'll have to set it to 1 line. That's just... No, will I don't remember. Will I... No, it doesn't really matter. Exit to main menu. Change it to host multiplayer. Players 2. There. Hopefully it won't be too laggy because I'm streaming.
Hopefully.
Alright. Avenger says he lets either all or none play Force user, and good luck giving the single Force user his duel with the enemy Force user. The party will move galaxies, take pot shot during the duel. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. That's kind of the thing. I usually
you were offline, so I don't know if I can join you.
Oh, right. There, online. Glow in the Dark says, got to go. Bye, Bubs, chat, and that guy in the closet. Goodbye, Glow in the Dark.
There is the password, the one it always is.
Yep. No, like, if I were to try to do any force duels, I'd do just about railroad the party in order to make that duel be an actual duel, if I really wanted to. The thing is, I'm usually not a particularly big fan of 1 versus 1 combat anyway. It just comes down to the dice rolls at that point, or whoever has the strongest character.
What was he even doing with this character?
Things.
Arcanist Inquisitor.
A decent one, I think.
Issue is, I don't remember if I was following a build or not.
Just pick stuff that's nice. Yeah, no, I'd specifically talk to my party about force uses, because, yeah. The party needs to all be aboard that, yada yada yada. Start
I think
things.
this one was... I think this class is all about... Or this build was all about auto-clicker.
Yeah, probably. Ah, the ones who are playing a melee in co-op. Yes, but it's Star Wars iconic imagery. The Jedi vs. Sith epic duel. Players tend to want that. Yeah, sometimes players do want that, and you can facilitate that by forcing the other players to do something else in the meantime. Like, if you want to have that duel, split the party. Forcefully split the party, one way or another. You as a GM have that power. I'd recommend talking to your player before that. It's like, if you really want that iconic duel, then be like, hey, player could help by, like, closing. If they know something's coming up, you can talk to them, cooperate with them, make it better, make it the best it can be. Rare ring. Yeah. Yeah, like, if you're... I am the tank.
Bad people keep wanting to try to shoot me and stab me.
That's nice.
That's fine, I just shoot them first.
I just whack them. Is it... God damn it, it's actually starting to drop frames. Ketchup, can you host? It wouldn't be the same, but...
And I have to go to main menu.
I'm gonna say it's dropping a few frames.
Password. Dum-da-dum. Alright, should be up.
Okay, let's see. Join. How did this work again? Can I just join through here? Might be easier.
I just joined you through clicking on your name, then click join, then the thing popped up.
Join game. And a whole lot of nothing's happening, so let's try to join through here. Connecting.
There we go.
Avenge says, oh, absolutely, but then the little devil on the shoulder will whisper, I've seen groups who went, okay, we won't try to jump in just because, and then went on to force me to do obscene railroad to stop them. Well, that's why you talk to you, pull the same thing and fuck him over. Because, you have more power than the players, always. If you have a gentleman's agreement, then, well, everything is fair game. Now, where are we going?
My character is a little bit ahead of yours on the quest, because right now, for me, it's the Warden is the main quest.
Okay, well, then we go there. I'm gonna need to drop me a portal. So I haven't gone that far ahead.
Warden's Cellar Rift. I'm sure that's the one we want.
Yeah, no, if your players try to just screw you, the GM, over of a gentleman's agreement, then yeah, feel free to fuck him back.
Dropped a portal.
That's it. Because, well, you're there to facilitate the story, you're there to cooperate with the players. If the players try to be cheeky about it, then, quite frankly, they deserve whatever they get. Like, I'm not a fan of the idea of being a vindictive GM, but that's not being a vindictive GM. But if they do start doing that, first thing you do is warn them. Warn them first, be like, hey, don't do this, we agreed. If they still go with it, then yeah, I mean, all bets are off at that point. It hurts.
It does.
Let's see. Is it still dropping frames? It seems to be still dropping frames. How is it for chat? Let's see. Currently at 14 dropped frames across the entire stream. We'll see how that changes as we go on. Because if it's still dropping, then I can't. All hail the powers of crap internet.
I forget what direction we're supposed to go here.
The totem here. We want to suffer.
Yeah, I saw that. What's
Probably
my
gonna
second
be a
ability
death.
before I forget?
Totem probably gonna kill us.
Probably. I mean, if you want to do it, I'm fine with it.
Oh, what?
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Bruh.
Don't do it.
I feel like these things are a slightly higher level than I am. Just slightly, you know.
No, don't do it. No. I went sky high.
Rip.
Well.
Oh, yeah, I just got 2 hits. Didn't really work out for me. Ah, God, everything hurts so much more here.
Does. Look on the bright side, because they're higher level, that means you get more XP.
Not sure how much more XP I'll be getting, though.
If I remember right, yes, there was a shortcut.
Crispus says, what side are you thinking letting players join? Up to them. Entirely up to them. They can start whatever they want, they can join whatever they want. Let's see. Still no dropped frames. Okay, should be fine then. Avenger says, "Oh yeah, I know and I do, but it's not fun to have to do it." No, it's not fun to have to do it, but like, if you know your players are prone to doing that kind of stuff, then you just don't do it. That's fair. If you don't know, then... I mean, they literally turned their ship around, strafed the big Sith dude who wanted to corrupt the Jedi PC. So I just had to bombard kill them all afterwards. I mean, if they just flat out ignored such a crucial mission... I mean, if your players want to be stupid, then feel free to let them be stupid. Merc Spees in there. Catch up. Get it for me.
No, don't do it.
Now they're all coming from me. Ah, it's a dead end. Help! Run! No, that's a dead end too. Help! Internet, stop. Okay, internet stopped. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Fine-ish. Yeah, it's probably gonna drop a few frames now and then, like in that situation. There's nothing I can do about it. I can turn down the bitrate further. Like, stream, if you want a lower bitrate, it'll be slightly more stable. But I can't maintain quality and stability during certain segments. All hail multiplayer and terrible internet.
Mm-hmm. Since you've found this, I'm just going to drop my new portal over here.
Okay.
A bit safer.
I'd hope so.
Are you saying that XP can just stay there? The Ethereals can have it?
Well, that XP is gone. I'm going after my XP now.
Oh, that's right, you died down there.
Yeah, I died all the way down here. Yeah, no. When it comes to like making stuff like that, it's kind of important to cooperate with your players, and sometimes your players won't cooperate. That's sad. You have to go there, otherwise you'll die, and they just go do something else. Like, why? I literally told you you're going to die.
It's like, but I could have survived it. It's like, but I said you couldn't. But I could have.
But I thought I could. It's like, how? I told you you'd die. But I thought I could. God damn it, these dropped frames. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to knock down the bitrate by 100, because just to make it possible. Okay, so stop streaming. And we should be back about now. Hopefully it won't drop frames now. Hopefully.
Tis a small hope.
It is. But it's all the hope I've got currently. Let's get some raw stats. Kind of need them. More physique, need the health. Oh, no drop frames so far. Alright. Hello to your wife says, drop frames are part of the Bubbles experience. Embrace it, chat. They are. The one is fine crap internet. I kind of wish I had a second monitor and then I could actually keep an eye on the dropped frames, but gotta tab out every time I do. Sometimes I forget to hit Alt because, yeah. Faircock says backwater bubbles. Strong Faircock. You're mad about living in Germany?
He possibly is.
I would be if I had to live in Germany.
It's so sad. I'm basically hoping for an AoE to proc, and that's my AoE.
Yep. Same for me. Just hoping for that one proc.
Now, I remember this room. This room sucks because it burns.
It does burn. Hurts. Skull Throne says, holy crap, a bubble sled stream. Yes. With dropped frames and all. Should explore more. I need XP.
I don't think we can get to that area
Ow, ow,
over
ow, ow,
here
ow, 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 ow.
that easily.
Devin says, I have decent internet. Also, could be worse. I could live in Sweden. I mean, you could. Technically. My sad little smacks are sad. And puny. Okay. Lag, maybe? Don't know. Probably.
I'll drop a portal over
Okay.
here.
Because my passive should have saved me from that. But it didn't. But I guess it might have been the fact that it didn't kick in due to lag. That is feasible. Because there it kicked in.
All right.
Skull Throne says, so you're finally taking over. Yes, I am the bickering bunch now. It is only I, and apparently Ketchup. He's here as a guest now. He's no longer part of the bickering bunch.
Hans is here currently, yes. Shooting random crates. I think that's all the crap over here.
It is. Isn't that much to... meh. Meh.
There's stuff near the entrance, but...
It's not a big deal. Well, I can officially say that we have 0 drop frames so far. I had
nice.
to knock my bitrate down to 1400, but...
Some sacrifices had to be made.
Yes.
You going into the next area caused me to lag, which actually saved me some health.
Yeah, that kind of loading stuff does cause respike.
Oh, I see doggies over here. Doggies must die.
I see XP. I am the D&D party now. Everything's just a bag of XP.
You are the murder hobo?
I am the murder hobo. AoE procs. They're procking so much. And by so much we mean not at all.
I have one other ability. Its only purpose is basically to help me shoot faster.
Alright, should probably turn on the passive.
Yeah. Oh, I had to do that as well.
That'll help. So Bubbles, how would you done V's mystery last stream outside of balancing the encounter and smacking Arch on the nose when he got pouty, of course? The thing is, I didn't watch any of it up until the point just before the Obelix and the Obelix. So I don't know what he actually did for most of that. So I can't really say. That's the thing. Like, I know that he did some mystery stuff. From what I heard, some of it's actually pretty good. He kind of fucked up making it tied to the Obelix and not the rest of the main story, as far as I know. That would probably be one thing. Just don't make it like a Monster of the Week thing. Unless you can make a Monster of the Week if you dangle loot in front of the players beforehand. And you make them go into it by giving them an incentive.
Ah, crap. What was the quick button for characters?
Okay. Stop dropping frames. Stop dropping frames. Stop dropping frames. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Don't know what happened. Random instability, I guess.
Was it L, K, J?
Yeah, no,
G.
like you can do a Monster of the Week if you give the players loot beforehand, or you offer them loot for doing it. The thing is, players will accept a lot into a situation. They'll often hate it and declare it railroading. If you railroad them after they voluntarily enter a situation, they'll be much happier with it.
They might still complain, but they won't accuse you of railroading because they voluntarily did it. Usually.
It'll be significantly less complaining.
Unless it's Kibs, in which case he still might do it, probably.
Might. Don't know.
I can't remember. What was the button to level up your character?
S.
That's
It's
right.
still dropping frames.
No. This is... I'm very sad. I have a skill point, or 3, but, wait, nope, never mind.
Anything using the interwebs.
Perfect. More passive shit. Do more DACA.
I don't think there's anything I can do beyond lowering the quality of the stream even more at this point. Not sure how much that would help still. Thought making it part of Archer's character becoming a warlock could have been clever. The problem with V is that he likes to spoil things. And he did spoil stuff. Like, I watched a wee bit of his stream yesterday? Was it? I was doing some other stream. I was like, curious. Well, Ketchup saved me.
Yeah, for some reason, my utility bar swapped to the second preset. Okay, no, it's because Y is the button for that. So I thought I was going to press an ability that would let me shoot faster, but it was not there.
Game, you okay there?
Game hiccuping.
It is unstable as fuck. God damn it. Well, we'll just... Okay. What I'll do is I'll fidget. Okay, so I'll take a few more seconds this time and I'll fidget and I'll drop the frame rate and the bitrate. It should... Yeah. Be right back. And I think we should be back now. Now, let's see. Avengers says, my biggest gripe is V explained the Mists is the souls of the dead and through party into mansion where they find dead old characters, but it was Obelix mind games, not Mist related. Yeah, that... I don't know. And that is kind of bad. Still dropping frames. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, at this point, I don't want to lower the bitrate any further. There's nothing really hogging my internet either. That's the thing. I think just my internet being a bit unstable.
Probably sadly, that's not something you can really help.
It's because my dongle isn't in the proper spot, I think might be the case. Because I usually have it in a very specific spot, because that has the best connection. If I don't have it there, it's often slightly unstable. That might be the cause of the problem. Because as I'm cleaning, things are slightly makeshift currently. Slightly.
There's a big shiny chest over here.
Okay.
Boots of Unseen Swiftness. Never mind. Player level 25.
Well, okay.
But you can have it if you want.
See, that has a flame breaker. Take a look at that. Yeah, let's grab that.
Truth be told, I actually really should be looking at some of this gear, but eh.
I mean, some of it is nice, some of it's not nice. This chest is kind of okay. Stream has more dropped frames than Grim Dawn at this point. Grim Dawn runs... Okay, actually, what the fuck? Yeah, 262 still. If V would have the party attacked by the Elder Slime, then in the second phase, being the dream, it would have worked better. The problem is that Dev failed the check, as far as I know, and then the party got dragged into it. Like, what? Like, I didn't watch anything up until the point just before the Obelisk, so I don't know anything beyond that, but... he made some serious mistakes. If V needs to be more willing to listen to people who have more experience than him when it comes to GMing. Sabatinsky says, good day everyone. No Kibs today, no Kibs right now. Carl is working. He and Arch might have a stream at some point later. I'm not sure if they're going to do one today for Divinity. But... maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not really in the loop on the Divinity stuff. I don't really ask. I don't generally care. Yeah, no, I think... from what I've seen, or from what I've heard, slash seen, slash osmosis, like all that kind of stuff, V didn't really leave like a lot of ways to solve the puzzle, did he? Which is bad. You generally should have several ways to solve the puzzle. And the encounter would have been fine if the players were at full health. The problem is the players were not at full health. Like, the Obelisk was nerfed, yes. Fine, nerf it. The players being at almost dead? Like, you can't really expect your players to use potions either, just willy-nilly, and then just throw a fight at them. Then again, Sargon also has this gung-ho attitude. It's like, it's just a combination of bad, really. Because the party is borderline murder hobo. It doesn't help. It's just a whole lot of bad situations, really, from what I've seen and heard. But the worst part about the whole thing was railroading it like that. Give your players at least some agency. Make them have a chance at avoiding things. Even if it's a slim chance. A chance is a chance. See. Yeah, more stats. Just more raw stats. Doesn't hurt. Everyone made and kept making mistakes and getting pissy with each other. Yeah, no, that's the kind of stuff that'll just make a bad situation worse. Like, the Obelisk is not a particularly strong creature. Because the Obelisk is a manipulator. In a straight-up fight, they'll usually lose. They'll always lose in a fair CR encounter, because they're not supposed to fight fairly. It's just not how they're made as a monster. As far as I know, some of the stuff V did was actually well done. But, yeah, you don't railroad your players. It's generally better to give your players too much agency than too little agency.
God damn it. Got caught up in all that little fucking, or all those fucking ads.
Yep, I'm in the same situation. I'm just gonna move out of that.
Teleporter is,
Ah! Okay,
not too far.
why? That's some serious lag spike. I don't know. My passive should have kicked in there. Oh well. Oh well. Devin Ruther says, I have returned. They have charm and dominate person for a reason. Yes, they do. And it's, yeah. No, they... Nerfing them like V did by removing a lot of their spells is... Yeah, it knocks the power level down a lot. Lowering its health helps a lot too. It should have lowered his damage still. Because the place was so low in health. Jesus Christ.
Dropping portal.
Okay, I'll just run there. Vadinsky says, it doesn't feel right without Kibs' squeals. Can Hans pretend to be cognitively impaired for us until Kibs is here? Can you?
No. Physically impossible to be that retarded sometimes.
I can understand it being difficult.
Oh, that's your grave, not mine.
Yep. You died further up.
No. What?
What happened?
I killed him, but then he got back to full health.
Does it have like reincarnation or something? Well, it says the reborn.
Okay, fine. Probably have to kill him twice then.
Yep, it's a special thing for it. Leaving the 46 the same as still is one shot for all the PCs. Yeah, in that situation it was. Because they didn't really have any health at that point.
Bad man dead.
It's a bit of a combination between player inexperience, GM inexperience, and yeah, just overall bad. Just overall a bad situation. It's not entirely V's fault. He did cause the situation, but the players did just tap out entirely as well. And when players tap out, nothing will ever get done. The Patinsky says, it feels like damage output is kind of the first thing the DM should balance. You can kill a bullet sponge every time, but such a glass cannon will kill you first. The encounter was essentially down to who got the first rounds. Because action economy was against them. If V's doppelgangers had gotten to act first, the party would be dead. The party would just flat out be dead at that point.
Well, good news. We have another totem if you want to suffer.
You want to try to destroy it? Sure, feel free. I feel like I'd just get one hit or two hit or something. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I generally prefer spongier enemies over enemies that hit Okay, there we go. Fucking dropped frames. But yeah, I generally prefer spongy enemies over enemies that hit hard. And yes, the stream did go to hell there. It would be fine if I was playing alone, but playing multiplayer just, yeah. No. Bad internet. Yeah, I prefer spongy enemies simply because they are generally a lot easier to balance. They don't lead to...
You can control their
kills.
DPS more.
Yes. And, yeah, like, combat isn't over quickly either. Or as quickly. And they'll generally survive round 1 of combat.
Because tank.
Yes, the spongy enemies just... They're always more balanced, in my opinion. So I'll happily throw quantities or sponginess at my players. But I generally won't hit... I won't throw many things that hit particularly hard. Jesus Christ. Okay, there we are. Now we're back. I don't actually know what's happening. The internet just fucking explodes. Or implodes or something. Something happens. I don't want to die.
If my OE could trigger, that would be nice.
AUEs are gay, ketchup. El Woodall says, I'm being warped around to various points in the stream. Well, you see, bad upload speed combined with playing online. It's not optimal. It's not optimal at all. Jesus fucking Christ, that's massive. For the love of God. Jesus. What are these frame drops? Fucking hell. Like, my upload speed tanks for some reason. Like, that's the strange part. It's my upload speed that just tanks. I don't know why. Might be... I don't want to move my dongle because then it could just get worse as well.
Hmm. 3 XP items.
Yep. That they are.
Oh, I should probably upgrade these again, huh? Yeah. Oh, cunning seems to be the biggest one, so that's probably the one I'm putting stuff into.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, well, this is being extremely explosive. Fucking hell. Let's see, how much until the boss? Okay, we'll power... Okay, well, now it's being excessively bad for God knows whatever reason. So, chat, I think we might be ending it here. I don't know what exactly is the cause, but I don't think I'll be playing online next time. I don't think it's helping much. I don't think it's helping much at all. The one is off shit internet. Loto says, my money is that Kibs is intentionally sabotaging the stream to prove his worth to chat. He might be. He might actually be. Who knows? He's a little weasel.
He does do stuff like that. Sometimes. If it benefits him.
Yep, he does. So, I think we're going to end the stream here, and I think I'll go back to cleaning. Yay! Cleaning. So much fun. No. WNH Cross says, hey Bubs, what about 3 shadows attacking V's party? No, fuck shadows. Shadows are cancer. Shadows are what are used if you want to force downtime. Like, if you want to force downtime. There's no other use for them. Yes, So, goodbye, chat. Enjoy your day, morning, evening, night, whatever it is where you are.
Enjoy location.
Yes, exactly.